Hey guys, it's me, JB, and we are in week 35. So now, for week 35, we are taking it back to week 9, where our verse came from Psalms 37:7. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when people succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Live with patience. So, if you watched uh, that video, which um, I was having a struggle that I still have, waiting patiently for my makeup budget to. I just started laughing when I saw that. I was like, going, man, I still struggle with that, waiting because something always comes out new after I've already spent my makeup budget for the month. And that is not my big thing, but that's like my little practice thing because it's one of those things that I don't have patience for. But if I figure like if you could practice on some small things, maybe it'll make being patient for bigger things a little bit easier. So now for us to go a little bit deeper. So, what are the areas in your life that you notice that you are lacking some patience in? I think that we all have areas where we can pinpoint where we will say, when it comes to this, when it comes to my work, when it comes to my friends, when it comes to my kids, I lack patience. When it comes to someone doing this or someone doing that, I lack patience. And a lot of things that we have problems with it in our life, when we recognize them, sometimes it becomes easier to combat. It's like, and I don't even know if this is the first person who said it. It's the first place that I've ever heard it. If you are a fan of The Walking Dead, there was a character, he's dead now, and I won't say who just in case like you're getting caught up because I don't want to spoil anything. But he says in there, self-awareness is a beautiful thing. And I believe that that is so true. I'm sure someone smarter than him said it before, they copied it. But still, it is such a true statement. Self-awareness is such a beautiful thing. So when you know those areas that you are going to have problems with your patience with, and you're prepared, anytime that you go into something as prepared as you possibly can, it makes things maybe not easy, but a little bit easier. So, where are those areas that you lack patience in? What can you do to try to prepare yourself a little bit for it? Um, Patience is one of those things that I think a lot of people say, well, either you have it or you don't. But I think it is one of those things that you can get, that you can pray for, and God will give you in the most wonderfulest of ways. If you're married, don't pray for it because I've always been told if you're married and you pray for patience, you have a baby. So unless you really want a baby, I wouldn't advise praying for that. But patience is one of those things that I feel like you can pray for it, and if you seek it, that is something that God will give you. But it's also something that you have to be aware of the things that maybe you lack patience in, so that you can kind of pinpoint and be like, Lord, I lack patience when it comes to not being able to buy something right when I want it. So what are things that you can do to kind of help you in those areas? And then also, give yourself grace where you need grace. I have a tendency to be hard on myself in this area. And a lot of times I will beat myself up if I'm not as patient as I should be with people, situations, or anything that's going on. And sometimes you just have to give yourself grace. You have to realize that you are a work in progress. And when I say to give yourself grace, I don't mean that you let yourself off the hook for every horrible thing that you do, but just to understand that you are a work in progress, and don't be so hard on yourself, and understand that it is something that will take a little bit of time. And so just love yourself and give yourself grace in it. And so, one thing that I want to challenge you to do, and this is something that I am challenging myself to do, is that when you are having those moments where you are being a little impatient, for you to try to take a moment and be still and just allow God to just let his peace come over you, so that you don't get to the point where you get upset, or you don't get to the point to where like you're screaming or doing anything you're supposed to do, because we're supposed to be still before the Lord. And I think that in those moments, if you can take the attention off of the actual situation that is causing the impatience and put it back on God, maybe it'll be able to change that moment around for you. If you can truly do that, it won't always be something you'll be able to do, but hey, it never hurts to put your attention on God. Never ever, never once have I turned my attention to God and went back later and thought, gosh, I really regret it. So I just challenge you to do that when you're in those moments. Just take a moment and close your eyes and say, Lord, I'm just giving this moment to you, and just be still before Him. So, man, we are rolling along now. So, I hope that everyone is having a good going deeper journey. If you have not watched the Live with Patience video, it is week 9, and I think earlier in this video is where I actually put the card up for it that says Live with Patience, that you can watch it. That video, actually, I didn't realize that video I had bloopers on the end, so I was like watching the bloopers on the end and giggling to myself because I was like, yep, that definitely is 100% me. So be sure to go back and watch that video. Anyway, so now as we keep going, and I'm going to try, and I'm doing pretty good right now, and I'm so proud of myself to have one each day, so that the week after, the Monday after next, we'll be back on schedule with one a week. So now let's go. Going deeper as we live at peace in strength, with faith and perseverance, without complaining, to listen, without anger, without fear, and with patience. And now let's go deeper.